coach in the comic.
Hello and welcome to the Coach and the Comedian, better known as the Coach and the Comic. For another exciting episode, I got my man Buddy Lewis and I am C. Reggie Rogers, and we are going to give you the serious and the funny. What's up, Buddy?
I'm back, bruh, from Costa Rica. I was in Costa Rica. I had a ball, man. It was great.
So you should be well rested.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on what you did while you were there. It depends on who you were with while you were there. You know, it depends on how much rest you got, but we won't touch that. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But
yeah, what happened in Costa Rica will stay in Costa Rica.
no doubt. What happens there stays there.
Yeah,
I know that all too well because I'm in Vegas. I know that all too well.
Oh man, listen, we did have one funny situation, man. I have to send you the pictures too. My friend and I were on the golf course, and an iguana actually stole his golf ball and ran down like a little hole, and then we came back the next day, and the same iguana was about to get his golf ball again. I do have pictures and video, so I will show you. So an iguana got his ball. He's lucky we weren't betting because I would have given him no slack, none.
What did your buddy do to the iguana that the iguana had something against him only? Not you, but just him only.
Hey man, maybe it was his white balls.
His white balls, no doubt, right? Because look, that iguana didn't mess with you, just your friend.
He didn't mess with his, mess with my balls. No, I didn't mess with my balls. Just mess with his balls.
So I'm going to assume since you were in Costa Rica, you weren't in LA, your hometown where you reside, you were there. So you didn't see the Super Bowl, or did you see the Super Bowl, or what you feel about the Super Bowl?
I actually watched the Super Bowl in Costa Rica. It's funny. I was kind of mad that they didn't play any of the commercials. You know, I was looking forward to some of the funny Super Bowl commercials, and it's nothing kind of more disappointing than watching the Super Bowl in a foreign country and they go to local local commercials. You're like, so where's the Budweiser? Where the Doritos? I want to see good commercials, but there was none of that. It was
actually they had some really good commercials this year, buddy. I was surprised. They did this one though with all the ex-players and the current players, and they were like little dummies. But then, did you see that?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm actually going to watch like a YouTube or something to see all the funny commercials so I can catch up.
Man, this one was so they took these little clay like makeshift players, and then these two little kids were playing with these players that turned into real life. And they end up destroying the house trying to get the chips.
That's hilarious.
So by the time the parents came home, these players disappeared. But I mean, it was all the players from Walter Payton to Peyton Manning.
Wow.
Okay. To Lamar Jackson. I mean, all these players. And then these kids were like, what the heck did we do? How did we get these players? You know? And then by the time the parents came home, the house was tore up and the actual NFL players were gone.
That's funny. I'm gonna get on YouTube today and watch all the commercials. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I wasn't in town for the Super Bowl. Thank God. I heard it was crazy. But what's even more crazy than the actual game, festivities and all that, man, the price of the tickets was an outrage. I just want to say that right now. I just want to say it was a freaking outrage, man. I heard the nosebleed seats were going for like $6,200.
Way up in the nosebleeds.
Man, nosebleed. You got to remember something about the LA stadium is not much of it is built above ground. So when you walk in, you're walking in at the nosebleed seats. You're sort of walking into the stadium at nosebleed. like at the like almost at the Staples Center, you have to go up a little bit if you're a nosebleed, but you're walking almost in at a level, and where you are, that you're looking down on the stadium when you walk into the man, the nosebleed seats were $6,000. Say it with me,
$6,000.
$6,000.
But here's the here's what's funny about that $6,000, buddy. You keep that in your coin purse. You keep that in your sock.
Hey man,
I'm just saying, you keep that. I'm telling you, buddy, if I told you to go in your pocket right now, you probably just come up with, just start counting. You probably get way over 6 G's right now, just in your pocket.
I don't know why you all up in my pocket. I don't understand. There's a thing about stay out my pocketbook. Why you in my pocket, bruh? Say, why you all in my pocket? First of all, yeah, I might have that in my pocket, but I don't know if I want to spend it on the Super Bowl when I got a 75-inch TV, that popcorn, snacks, and a bar all in my house. Forget that.
So I got a question I'm asking. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a video after this. But here's a question I'm gonna ask you, and we're gonna come back and have this dialogue because it's gonna be interesting.
Mhm.
So let's say you met a female that you thought was just so bad, sharp, and you like, oh man, she's bad. So you know you gonna put your best buddy on. You're gonna give her the best of who you are.
Okay.
She says to you, buddy, I know that you're a big time Hollywood guy. You know all the major players, buddy. Let's go to the Super Bowl. I want to go to the Super Bowl. Will you buy the tickets in the nosebleeds for her? Because you way up there. Now you gonna try to impress her? To get tickets that are much higher to come down from the nosebleeds?
Okay.
What you gonna do? Hold on to that, because when we come back, I want to know what your response is.
Okay, if I'm not sitting here, you know what the response is. I just happen to, you just see nothing but a blank chair. You know what
That's your response.
Gorilla trying to get you to moan. You look so good all by yourself. The way I see it, I think you're gonna need some help. And then we pop, go, the weasel does a weasel go pop. We can go pop. We can go pop. Let me love you like you need to be loved. Love you like you need to be loved.
Hey, we're back. Thank you, Microwave. Microwave, love you like you need to be loved. Most people know Microwave from the 80s when they had that big hit, Instant Replay. So they're still doing their thing, buddy. So, buddy,
Mm-hmm.
if this woman says to you, I want you to love me like I need to be loved. And
Okay.
in order for you to show me that you're going to love me like I need to be loved, look, buddy, we should go to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I
Okay.
feel like I deserve it. I feel
Mm.
like, we've been seeing each other for a little while and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I meet your needs, buddy. And so I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we should go to the Super Bowl. You buying her the $6,200 tickets or $6,000 tickets? And are you going to try to impress her and get the higher tickets? What you going to do?
We gonna be impressed in my living room. That's what we gonna do. We gonna be impressed. $6,000. I'm gonna tell you something, Reg.
He put a lot of thought into this. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
man.
I
I'm
can't
trying to
wait
say
to-
this most respectfully. And there, I'm sure there will be many people that will or will not agree with me. If you have it, sure, you go out and you want to spend, and show a girl, hey, you know what, let me impress you with this. But in reality, the reality is there is no vagina worth $10,000.
buddy.
There's no vagina worth $10,000.
Slow. You telling me that there is no vagina on the market that you would pay $10,000 for?
No, it's not $10,000. It's $10,000.
It's actually
No,
12.
wait a minute. Wait, no. Because they're 2 tickets. And see, I'm not, and if you're gonna impress a woman with the Super Bowl tickets, you're not gonna get the cheap $6,000 tickets. If it's worth that, you're gonna try to go overboard. So you're gonna move down to $10,000 seats. So that means you're $20,000 in. $20,000 in on and that's you can't just sit at the Super Bowl without some snacks, with some drinks, right?
Okay, so now what? Now you 10-5 in. No, 25 in. 20,000.
And the parking was $150.
Okay, so now you 20,600 in.
Yeah, let's go. Let's just go on 3,000. Let's just go.
So now we
21,000.
21,000. 21,000. Not 2,100. We 21,000.
21,000. You're $21,000 in. There's. I mean, Halle Berry could come up to me.
It's funny you said, because I swear I was thinking Halle.
Nothing
I didn't
but
throw it out
Halle
there, but I was
Berry.
thinking Halle.
Listen, Halle Berry, Beyonce could all walk in thong bikinis on and shoestring tops and go, hey, listen, I want you to spend $20,000. I want you to spend $20,000, $21,000 on me and take me to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna be like, you know what, boo? Why don't we rent a house for 10? You invite all your friends, your mama, have a party. We can have a party. I can rent a house for 15. I can rent a suite. Yeah, I just, man, that's an extravagance, man. I just think that's an extravagance. And let me say something too. There are probably some guys. There's some fly, wealthy millionaire type dudes that be like, I'd throw away $20,000 on somebody, and it makes sense if you have that to spend, and I guess I'm proving that I don't have it to spend. I guess that's what I'm saying. But even if I did have it, $20,000 on some Super Bowl tickets, that's an extravagance. It's like, man, come on, man. For what? For what?
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the man who just spoke and said he was in Costa Rica for how long?
About 6 days.
Okay, Mr. Manning just said he was in Costa Rica for 6 days, and he's sitting up here complaining, talking about what he does not have. I told you he has that in his right now. He's got that in his sock. I'm just letting you guys
Man,
know.
I'm
But
gonna tell you, I would. You know
but,
what?
but
I
hold on,
love
buddy, because
football.
you said something. So you would be willing to spend the 15 on renting the house. So you're still spending the 15 on her. You just don't want to spend it on the going to the game. Because you
Yeah, man,
still
I
you
ain't
still
trying to pay the NFL $20,000. Man,
so the
come on, man.
so the vagina is still worth 15,000 then because you spending 15,000
It's Halle
on it.
Berry and it's Beyonce. And yeah, I didn't say she wasn't worth. I wasn't saying she wasn't worth that. Because I'm just saying at the Super Bowl, no, there's other extravagances. I mean, I'm not trying to be sitting in no stadium. 15,000. We're gonna be somewhere. We're gonna be somewhere getting oiled up and. I want to be somewhere where it's like, okay, I'm watching the Super Bowl while I'm getting massaged and and hey, it's a cabana person coming bringing drinks and come on, man. You can watch the Super man. Listen, you could do some fly stuff with 15 grand.
No
And
doubt.
it's not sitting in the stadium paying the Super Bowl people. Nah, I'll pass. Plus, I damn sure not doing it when my team ain't playing in the Super Bowl.
Okay, so what if your girl got an attitude because you don't want to go to
And
the
I had it.
actual stadium and you had it? What you gonna do?
Now, it's some things. There are a lot of things you just have to make choices doing in a relationship, Raj. There are a lot of choices you got to make. You got, you know what? I don't know. Cat Williams once had this joke about how he had to teach his kid about the value of, about the value of money and gifts. And he said, "Listen, you can have this one PF. If you wanted a PF, the PlayStation games, you want the PlayStation and all of the games, or would you like to have an old Atari with all of these games?" So, which one do you want, little Pippin? you want 20, 30 games? Or do you want this one game? And that's what you got. That's what you have to that's the way you gotta kind of do it with females. You gotta be like, listen, boo, it listen. First of all, I wouldn't be with a girl. First of all, I would have trouble being with a woman who would get mad because I wasn't gonna spend $10,000 on her and me. We're not compatible.
But you do know that happens though, right?
Huh? Oh,
You
I didn't
do
say
know
it
that
didn't happen.
It does happen.
Of course it does. Of course it does. What I'm saying is that would be an improbable, like, that would be a red flag for me.
So
Where
that's your deal breaker.
that's one of my deal breakers, that extravagance and being mad that I'm not being extravagant.
Okay.
Because you don't have to I don't think, I think that and I could understand maybe I would, as again, it depends on the girl, like, in a sense, and I say this, I can understand if she's like, buddy, I'm a diehard Rams fan. I was a diehard Cincinnati fan, and this would be my lifelong dream. It was some, and I mean, we got to have some. It got to be a whole lot of conditions in there for me to go, yeah, I'm gonna go do this. And I mean conditions like, okay, my birthday is on February it's my birthday. I'm a Cincinnati or Rams fan. My team is playing. My uncle used to coach. My dying mother said, "Hey man, the man that takes me to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna love forever." I mean, it's got to be a whole bunch of like conditions and stuff in there for me to go, you know what, boo, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just not doing that for. I'm not doing that for, like, especially some newbie average chick. Like, wait a minute, I'm not doing that for like anybody. That's got to be some special. That's got to be the Super Bowl's got to be special. And I mean, I'm definitely not doing it for somebody that's not a football fan.
So
Like,
it's not off the table. It's something you would consider if it was the right situation, right
ah,
one. So
I
it's not
mean,
completely off the table.
when I tell you them stars have to be aligned,
Yeah.
for me to spend 20 G's on an event, just a one-time event. Oh man, come on, man. Nah, the stars got to be aligned properly.
Well, first of all, if you was with Beyonce or if you were with Halle Berry, then the thing about the two of them is if you didn't do it, they can do it themselves. Be okay. Well, since you ain't
But
gonna do
but
it, I'm
hold
gonna
on,
do it
but
myself.
hold on. But see, that's what I'm trying to say. If you usually when you're with a woman of that stature, it would probably be a reverse. It's like, buddy, do you want to go? You're a big football fan. You are a football fan.
So
I would have expected her to get the tickets.
so you would have no problem. You would have no problem with either one of them buying the tickets, but you'd really have to second guess whether or not you want to get the tickets.
Because you know what? I don't like I said, the stars would have to be aligned for some right stuff for that to happen. Like, and I mean this sincerely. I'm not just going to the Super Bowl so you can floss. Are you a fan? Are you gonna go watch the game? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Yeah, that don't make no sense. You just gonna
Okay.
spend $10,000 to be to have some people have some fandemonium over you? Man, you tripping. No. Mm-mm.
All right.
So you can wear a hot ass outfit and I can almost get beat up because
you
some dude is
flossing,
staring at your butt. No,
you
come on,
showing
man.
you showing your dime piece. You showing
Man,
you showing them what you're working with.
and we can go to you know what? I can take you to the $200 after party and floss. We could go to the $500 after party and act a fool, boo.
All right. So let me ask you this:
Okay.
moving beyond the tickets, did you see the halftime show?
Yeah, I saw the halftime show. And it was elaborate. It was fantastic for the West Coast. It was good for West Coast rap and that genre. I mean, it was fly on a whole bunch of levels. I enjoyed it. However,
Okay, let's hear
people
that.
were trying to say this was the best halftime show ever. And I'm like, no, stop. No, stop. First of all, there were entertainers that have done halftime shows that were just as fantastic. And I'm sorry, nothing. I'm sorry, nothing will probably top for me. And I don't put them in any order, but nothing will top these three for me. Michael Jackson, Prince, and Beyonce were incredible.
Okay, so my top three was Prince. I'm putting mine in
Singing in
order.
the Rain,
I'm putting it in order. Dude, that was amazing. And he was
incredible,
talking about Purple Rain. Are you kidding?
bro.
Amazing.
It's amazing. That's what I'm saying. I love this show. I love this thing for the West Coast, but it was weird too. Can I tell you something, Reg? It was weird. I watched the halftime show with a bunch of I was in a room full of um causacoids, white folks, and and they were like, you could tell they were like, what the hell? What the hell is going on?
I was, buddy. I was at a Super Bowl party. Likewise, when it was probably a couple of my cells there, but mostly it was Caucasians. But it was so much fun, and then I was interested to see when the halftime show kicked off how they would react. Right, so dude, they were loving it. When that halftime show kicked off, they were like walking around saying, "Yes, that's what I'm talking about." Like they were singing the songs. They was all, dude. I was
Yeah, you had to.
surprised.
I was glad they softened up the. I'm glad all of them did the PG versions of their songs because it would have been nothing. You can't sing some hardcore rap without a couple of N words and some the real versions. You can't. So it's funny because I watched one guy comment and he was like, "Yeah, man, I like that. I like the 50 Cent." I love when Dre did it, but couldn't understand all of them. Couldn't understand it. And I was like, hey man, you gotta be a real hardcore hip hop fan to get some of it, man. And I was kind of mad that I didn't defend the rap genre a little bit more. Like, you know what? I said the same thing when you had Billy Ray Cyrus on there. I didn't like that. I didn't want to be, I didn't want to be mean or whatnot. But I was like, I wish I would have been, a little bit more hardcore, like in defense of the genre and the halftime show when he's like, I don't quite get it. I didn't quite understand it. Like, wasn't for you to understand.
I think it went well. And I really believe
thought it went well.
I believe it was a thumbs up for, hip hop, the hip hop culture, that hip hop genre. I think it was a thumbs up. I know you said West Coast, but I think hip hop as a whole, whether West Coast, East Coast, it doesn't matter. I think it was a thumbs up for the whole genre. Hip hop.
What got me though was the whole, I was like, this is so funny that brothers will make something so negative positive, even in our words, our vernacular, everything, it's just, we will make something negative positive. Like I tell you, when I saw all them brothers and sisters out there crip walking, I went, you're gonna have white boys tomorrow. All over
dressed in khakis.
Yeah, dressed in khakis. So I'm just trying to let you know. So brothers and sisters, now that this has been on the Super Bowl and it's worldwide, don't be all, freaking out when you go to Canada and you see some white boy on the floor.
with the Chuck Taylors on, the khaki pants and the white tee.
Crip walking in the middle of downtown Ontario. Yeah, he getting it. Just go with the flow because they bought into it. They bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. You're gonna be somewhere and you're gonna see it. You're gonna be in Yugoslavia somewhere. You're gonna see some white boy. You're gonna see some white boy crip walking, and or to some, and then it's not gonna be the Dr. Dre's music. It's gonna be to some Yugoslavian rapper.
Like,
just
hey, cuz,
just hey, this is what we built. I'm just saying, we built this. Okay.
That is too funny, man. We're gonna take a break, come back after this break, buddy. We're gonna get into our word play. I got some words for you. I want to get into our word play.
All right, let's do the words. The words of the day play. I love it.
It's where all the players hang at, the parking lot. Some of you call it the parking lot. However, we can catch them coming in or going out. Excuse me, miss. We try to get at it later, just so you can meet me at your house, your friend's house, the Waffle House. Anywhere but my house, because I'm too cool for that. I'm too cool for you. I can't send you flowers. Buy you wine. So where do we go from here? I won't take you on a cruise around the world. So where do we go, my dear? It's like the more I don't give, the more you take. That makes me way too clean, way too cool for you. So where do we go from here? Vacation, separation, relocation, way too cool for you. posted. Me and my dog, Big Rob. So where do we go? Where do we go? If you allow me to drop this line on you, baby, I'll let you know where we can go, my dear. We'll take it slow and easy. Let's take it step by step. It's my kiss by kiss. Vacation, separation, relocation. I'm sailing like a dolphin. Way too cool for I'm way too cool. Way too
Buddy,
Mm,
you know, we had to give that little West Coast vibe, that little, that was Microwave again. They gave us that little slow West Coast vibe. You was
I
talking
felt
about that crip walk and everything. So we had to give that little West Coast vibe. That's what he gave us.
Hey man, but he said something very, very southern and old school. He said the parking lot. He said he what your house, my house, or the Waffle House.
The
I went,
Waffle House.
House.
Yeah,
Waffle House. What do you know about a Waffle House out here on the West Coast?
Thank you, Microwave. He's still doing his thing. He's a friend of our
Doing it.
show. Man, he's a friend of our show. We're going to get him
Love
on
it.
real
Love it.
soon. That's my guy. Hey, buddy, so, we started a thing called Wordplay last
Okay.
week.
That's just which we did.
So I'm going to go back and read some old school words
Mm-hmm.
that we don't probably use we don't use them like we used to, but they used to be very popular words in regards to relationships.
Okay. Got it.
So the first word I want to throw out to you is necking.
Necking. Now I remember this one.
That's old school.
That's old school. I remember necking. Now, and the problem with necking, which is really, it's term for kissing. I remember kissing and hugging, and you got your necks all tight. This is a problem because it became a problem. You couldn't use necking anymore because sometimes girls and guys had them Jerry curls, and you get that juice on your neck, on your collar, and you try to kiss into the juice, and then and let me tell you something. Jerry curl juice is like, it has a cross between like liquid soap and dirt, and you don't want that on your lips. You don't want to taste, plus the place, sweaty hair all on your neck, and it's just dripping down. Oh no, necking is no, you had to get rid of that. No.
Hey, buddy, what about this one? Soul Glow. Remember that?
I remember the Soul Glow. That was from the movie Coming to America, and they got up from the couches, and there was a big spot, like right
from
on
that
the
Jerry
couch.
curl.
Yeah, with the Jerry curl too.
Yeah.
Jerry curls were very dangerous back in the day. They were flammable. They were, you could, I don't know how people smoked around Jerry curls, because your hair could go up in flames.
Just like that.
Just poof.
I'm not even gonna lie. I rocked a Jerry curl for years.
No, man.
I had a Jerry curl for years.
Reg, I need to see pictures of this travesty. I need to see it. I mean, you're very curly and coiffed now, but to see you in a Jerry curl scares me because you looked like Eazy-E, I'm sure.
He did, yes, I did. And to make matters worse, I played baseball, so with the curl coming out.
Oh man, so you look like you look like a Spanish baseball player. So you look like a Latin baseball player. All of them came with Jerry curls.
They did.
I thought that was part of That was part of the uniform. Like you got signed to a baseball team as a Dominican player, you must have
You had the curl.
your curl. And curls were also bad. Like you know, in the wintertime. Because that little bottom half, I don't care what chemical you had, if you got the cheap chemicals, you know, the softeners, they would freeze up
Buddy,
around here.
listen. You
They
know,
would freeze
I
up.
grew up on the East Coast. So when I had the Jerry curl in the winters, the tips, by the time I would get to school walking, the tips were frozen. The
Yeah,
little, you know, when you spray,
Yeah.
by the time I'd have to let it thaw out, dude.
you looking like you looking all smooth. And by the time you get to school, you look like Serena Venus Williams when they used to have them beads in their head from icicles forming on the back of your neck, wondering why you got pneumonia. By the time you got your whole neck is froze up.
All right, so we know necking. Necking is what people might call
so
making
good.
out today.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Is
Mhm.
what people they call that making out today. So
Making
necking was
out.
a classic term for
Yeah.
kissing.
Yeah, kissing in it, and if you did it right, man, you could get some hickeys on your neck. You get them little hickeys. Oh man! And one of my friends' sons got a hickey on his neck, and we were laughing at him. We were teasing him so bad. We wanted to tease him so bad, but we didn't. Man, his son had like a whole. It looked like he had a tattoo around his neck. We were like, what little nasty heifer you out with that tatted up your neck like that? And he made him hide him from his mother. We were laughing.
She got him. She got him.
Got him.
All right, our next term is,
Mhm.
let's see if you remember this one. The Little Black Book.
Oh, little black books. Every dude had a little black book. And let me tell you something. This was the worst thing ever. When you had your little black book, that was before phones where you could just store immediately. You had to have a little bitty one, and they were about like this. They were about this big.
They were.
And they had and the special ones came with their own pin. They had their own little pin in them that you could slide down. And that little bro, listen, man, worst thing ever was to be in a cold weather place like DC, Chicago, had your little black book, and you writing a number down, and somebody bump you, and it goes down into it goes down into the water, and all your numbers start because you done wrote them with felt pens and oh man, had your little black book destroyed. Oh, and chicks used to love destroying a black book. That was like let me find it. I'm gonna just find all these heifers numbers, and they would. Oh man, one of my boys, his girl got mad at him and just went in. She didn't erase none of the numbers. She just took a pencil, like a pen, and like wrote over like part of the numbers.
Well, hold on. Here was a cold part about the black book, though. If you don't, I don't know if you recall this. You would have a star by the ones that you thought was a dime piece. You'd have different little, asterisk or something by the ones that you thought was a dime piece.
And
who was ever good in bed? You'd have a little mark or something. You had the little codes in that book.
Yep, you'd have all kind of codes and markings and letter allotments. Like S meant sex. S, W. You have an H for head. You have all kind of stuff in there. Chicks would want to find out what your code was. It's like, what does this mean? And you'd have, and man, let me tell you, some of my friends were so stupid. They had like their code in the book as well. So it was like, so they could remember what each symbol meant, like a map code. I was like, dude, don't ever take that out of there, man. Oh man, one of my friends, all my friends used to have getting so much trouble. With their little black books. And dudes would always like, yo, man, when you get married, let me have your black book.
Yeah, right. You need to hand that book over to me.
Yeah, Let me have that little black book. You're like, nah, man.
I
I'm gonna
remember my
destroy this.
I remember I wrote in my 8th grade yearbook when we went from middle school to high school from 8th to ninth. I remember there was a little kid, it was a cat from my neighborhood named Richie Brandon. He was, sharp looking little cat.
Hmm.
Everybody
Hmm.
kept saying, you look like Reg, a younger version of Reg. But he was 6th grade, I was
Hmm.
8th. So um I remember in my yearbook, I leave all my women in my black book to Richie Brandon. That's what I
That's great, man. I tell you what, man, those black books were dangerous. Yeah, you had to be real careful, and you protected it like it was. I know dudes that used to like put them in Ziploc bags and do all kind of stuff with their black. They used to protect that black book. You had
Yeah,
to.
that was your thing. And you
Hmm.
didn't want no female to find that. Okay, so the black book, these days people have matches on dating apps and random apps and random, messages on their DMs. So the black book is
Hmm.
a thing of the past.
Thing of the past. You
A
don't
thing
need
of
it,
the
but you
past.
know what?
That's back in the day.
Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. It's never too far because phones get destroyed. It's always good to have a little backup. So
All right.
hey man, they don't. Not all files are in are electronic now. You got to you might have to have. We might have to go back to black books because and nothing worse than having your phone uh destroyed and or not working properly, and you
You
have
might
no access
you
to
might have
your.
got my phone, but I still got the book.
I still got the book.
Still got the book. I got another one for you, buddy. I know you
Okay.
remember this one. Going Steady.
Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, that was one, man. And usually that one that going steady preceded with a note. Do you go with me? Check
Will
yes or
will you
no.
will will you
Do
go with me?
you
Yeah.
will you be my girl?
Yeah.
Check in the box. Yes or no. Hey man, that's an interesting terminology, Reg. Interesting terminology because going steady was is what you're really doing right now. You just got a whole bunch of them. I'm going steady with a whole bunch of them.
And the true meaning back in that day of going study meant that you were you were exclusive with a significant other.
Right, you had a significant other. I'm going steady. We are
Going steady.
steady.
It's
Yeah,
steady,
it's
you know?
steady.
And we began to rock steady, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Because we was going steady. It was
We,
a
we were
thing.
steady. Yeah, I can't till you find somebody else steady.
And then you was gonna go steady with
And it
that
would.
person.
Yeah, I remember all those old twisted terminologies, Reg. Yeah, going steady
Uh,
was one.
I
Yeah,
took you back. I took you
yeah, you
back,
took me
buddy.
back, man. That's like eighth, ninth grade.
Took
Yeah,
you
I got.
back,
Yeah,
dude.
me and her, we going steady now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You had to send a note. She checked it, so now she's your girl.
She's your
We
girl.
don't even ask that anymore. We just assume. We don't
Yeah,
ask,
you
"Are you
did.
my girl?" anymore. We just make the assumption that because we're together, we're sleeping together, we've been together. I haven't asked you if is it exclusive. I haven't asked you my woman. We just make the assumption that you are my woman
And
because
you
of
sh-
that's
and you
what it
shouldn't assume. I'm gonna tell you that because that'll get you in trouble. I can
is.
tell you that'll get you in trouble. Just
It really
assuming you my
the
boyfriend.
exclusive.
Are
And
we?
it's nothing worse. It's nothing worse in a relationship than one person thinking it's something and the other person thinking it's something different.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
need to check those
horrible feeling.
parameters.
So that's why you got to communicate. You can't make those assumptions like you said. You cannot make those assumptions. Which brings us to our next segment. Let's talk about our relationship stories.
Okay, let's
This is
talk
some good
about them.
stuff. I know you got some good stuff for me on these relationships, especially with this wild guy, this rapper. I'm not even gonna say his name. I'm gonna let you do this. This rapper and his ex with her new current, and
Poor
it's just an
Kanye.
ugly situation. What's up with that, man?
Poor Kanye. Man, listen, man. When you got all that kind of money, you just sometimes, man, you just need to. When I say this, let it go, bro. Just let it go, cause he now was dating a chick that looked just like his ex to make her jealous, and They broke up. And and let me tell you how cold she is. She's in like social media saying, "What y'all mad at me for? I gotta come up out of this." She realized that she was the rebound and she didn't care. She was like, "I'm just gonna fake this out. I did this for basically." She was like, "We did this to make him jealous." I think he went out and like cast it. Knowing Kanye, he probably had a casting call. Like, I want you
He
to
said he had a casting call.
he had a casting call. Like, go out and find me a girl that just looks just like him.
I'll pay whatever price is
I
necessary to
pay,
pay
yeah,
that. It
just
doesn't matter.
yeah, that to show Kim, and I mean he's going about it all the wrong ways to get his ex back. He's going about it all the wrong way. You can't go out and try to find a girl that looks like you. That's not gonna make her jealous because she's already turned the corner and went in a completely different direction than
He sure
Kanye.
did. I
I
mean,
mean,
a
she went from
completely different.
Kanye to Pete Davidson, and I'm like, okay, what? Why do women do that? I didn't see. That's the
That's
thing that
clear.
makes
That's a rebound. That's
that,
clearly a rebound.
and it's mean. It's mean. She went from a dude that's like, Kanye is kind of smooth looking. He's a nice looking fella. To Pete Davidson, who looks like a character off the Muppets. How do you do that? This
But
brother looks
I
like an
think that she got to a
ambiguous
place in her
Muppet.
mind, which a lot of us have been there in regards to coming out of a tumultuous relationship, one that has weighed heavy on you. And you get to that place where you're like, you know what? I don't care about the money no more. I'm not going after somebody that's got money. I'm not going after somebody that's got the looks. I'm not going after somebody who's got the notoriety. I just want a common person. And I'm going after that because you're fed up with what you've come out of. But what you discover when you go into that is there's a reason why you were with that because there's something in you that it appeals to you. That type of person appeals to you. That's what you like. And as much as you try to go left and go do something different, there's going to be a deficit because something's still missing. Right now, it's fun for her because she's able to, keep moving forward to keep her sanity. But it's a rebound, and the definition of a rebound date is, it's called it's called impulse dating, which means
Mm,
it's short lived
mm,
and it typically doesn't last. It's impulsive. You
mm.
try to use someone else to get over the other person. And that's what I clearly think is happening with her. Yeah, she's having fun with him, but I do not see that lasting long term.
See, that's why you need massage parlors.
To tell us
So you could just pay you pay to pay to go on in there. That's why you go to Vegas.
what
You
happens
you
in
get your two
Vegas.
hundred
What
dollars and you
happens in
go. Yeah,
Vegas?
I'm gonna use my rebound. I'm gonna get my rebound out for $200 and then you can leave.
Why? Because what happens in Vegas stays in
Stays in
Vegas.
Vegas. Now, what I'm saying, man, is this also too. Um, re- you need to give yourself time. I think personally, some time to heal. All
You do.
right,
You
you
do.
know, and
That's
and
a fact.
and I think Pete Davidson is with his tricky. He's a tricky, sneaky. He's a tricky sneak. He knew Kim was suffering from some women had these. She's emotionally down right now, and he sneaks in there and tries to win her back when she's in her little vulnerable stage. And women are a little vulnerable. It's like you like that movie. What's that movie? How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Homeboy was, he just moved in there. Tay Diggs moved on in there when she was emotionally,
But
weak.
hold on, buddy. But Stella was ready. Stella had did her work. Kim's not ready. It's too fast. You can't go back to back. Stella didn't go back to back.
Hey, I'm
Kim
just
went
saying.
back to back, which is a clear example of it is a rebound. Stella was rebounding, but she had done the work that was involved in order for her to get beyond the rebounding state.
What
Kim
was the other movie
has
with
not done
what
the
was the
work.
other? Yeah, but see, that's what I'm trying to say, man. You can't let a dude. Pete Davidson knew that. See, and he's exploiting, and I can't be mad at him because that's pimping 101. It's good pimping 101. Get them when they're vulnerable. use that to your advantage.
Use
I
that
just
to
think,
your advantage.
yeah, use that to that when they dealing with issues and yeah, you going in. Oh man, I'm not like Kanye. I won't sing to you, baby. I'm gonna ha 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 make you laugh, chuckle chuckle. Because I'm a comic and I know. Listen, women love to laugh. If you look at every profile on Hinge, Match, whatever, one of the key things they say is, "Oh, I want somebody that can make me laugh. You got to have a good sense of humor." Blah blah blah. Pete went in there and tricked her with the little jokey jokes, and now he's all up in He's all up in there uh, cashing on her Dashian. That's what he's doing.
But what do you think? What do you think Kanye is saying to himself at night? Like he's looking at himself, he's looking at this guy, he's like, this is no comparison. He's looking at his wallet, he's looking at this other guy's wallet, no comparison. He's looking at his catalog, he's looking at the other guy's catalog, no comparison. So what do you think? He's
Hey man, that ought to tell you. See, that's when you need to do, and that's what you have to do some self evaluating. See, that's when you realize that Kim walked away from all of that. She walked away from all of that and is with somebody who don't have half of that. So now that's when you got to turn to yourself and go, okay, what's wrong with me that I made this woman, that I had this woman because he had her. He
clearly,
had her. He
clearly.
had her. And she was, I mean, she's the mother of his children, all of that kind of good stuff. She had all that, he had all of those qualities working for him. And she went, you know what? I'm out. I'm out. Your money, your cars, your fame, I'm out. So that's when you got to personally look at that and go, okay, seriously, really, I need to do I need to do some personal self reflecting on what's wrong with me. What's wrong with me that I made this person do this? I made this person walk away from me because I mean he had everything.
He
I
did.
mean,
He did.
so
Kim's a beautiful woman. I mean, we can't take that away from her. She's gorgeous.
and she was with him, and I
She
mean
was with him
she,
100%.
she was in there fighting for him earlier. Now see what Kanye should have done is done some of this self reflecting before Kim reached the point where she went, I'm out. And
Because
that's
when
what a
and
lot of dudes don't
it
do.
takes a woman a long time to get to that place when she finally says, "I'm
I'm out.
done."
And
And
when
here's
they
the
get to
problem
I'm
with us,
out,
which is
and when they,
what Kanye is dealing with right now is he's dealing with he took it for granted, and now you don't now he's missing what he had, but he didn't appreciate what he had when he had it. He took it for granted. Now that he doesn't have it, now he's missing. And it's one of those things where he wish that if he could just do it, if I had one more opportunity. Well, we don't know that he's going to get that opportunity. But if he gets one more opportunity and goes back to being Kanye the same way that he is, then he's crazy. Because right
and
now he needs to make some modifications and changes to show that if she decides to take him back, it's not going to be the same. Because what she's saying to him is she's showing him in so many ways, I don't want to go back to the same. That's why you see me with somebody I don't want the same.
I don't and people change and people make adjustments and I'm gonna tell you, there is some self-reflection that has to happen in Kanye's world where he has to go, okay, if he wants his ex back, you know, if he truly wants her back, then he's gonna have to make some self reflective changes. And that's just with all dudes. If your girl walks away and goes, hey, you know what? I'm out. And I mean I'm out. And when women reach that I'm out stage,
And
there's
it
a
takes him a long time to get there, though.
it takes them
Takes
a
them
while
a
to get there.
long time. And if Kanye came to me and he says, "Okay, Reggie, listen, I hear you're a thorough relationship coach. What should I do?" I would tell him to ask himself 3 questions.
Write these down, fellas.
I would tell him to ask himself, "Who am I? Where am I going? And how am I going to get there?
Hmm.
Who am I?" Because that's going to take you a long time. And I'm saying max out on that. Don't just stop after one sentence. Max out on who am I really? Because that's going to allow you to discover who you are and what you've become, who you've turned into. Now, do you like what you see? Is what you see really who you really are. So who
Mm,
am I?
mm,
Where am I going? I want to you want to know where you're going. Is where you're going really where you need to be? Or do you really need to sit back, make some modifications in regards to where you're headed?
mm,
Because where you're heading has a lot to do with where you've come from, and so where you've come from has kind of like maybe has it jaded you? Do you have a skewed vision in regard as it relates to where you're going? So you got to ask yourself, who am I? Where am I going? But then the last question is, how am I going to get there? He's finding out that his money means nothing.
Now,
Kim don't give a damn
Kim
about
got
the
her
money.
own.
Yeah, she don't give a damn, right? So how am I going to get there? I can't get there being the same person that I've been. That's why those first two questions are so very important because he can't get there being that same Kanye. That is not who she wants. So Kanye, if you listen to me, listen, look me up. I'd love to just be your relationship coach. We can make this happen.
Man, he gonna go in that studio and make some more songs. That's what he gonna do. He gonna go in there and start singing about this. He gonna have every breakup. You know what? He'll have a song called "Kim Kiss My Butt" in 15 minutes. Kanye gonna have a song about it. Okay, Kanye will go into the studio and be like, you know what? I'm hurt. I'm mad. I'm pissed. I got a new song. Good. I got a. I wrote a new song called "Kardashian My Ass."
I want to add this one thing to what I said because I think it's important, especially if somebody sees this and Kanye can get this. Listen, there's this thing because life is all about life is three dimensions, right? Three
Mhm.
dimensions. There's three dimensions. The three dimensions are your memories, your
Mhm.
memories, your present experiences, and then your imagination.
Hmm.
Your memories, your present experiences, and your imagination. That has all to do with your past, your present, and your future.
Mm. Okay. See,
So,
I'm getting some information here, Red.
so he really needs to, as you kept saying, that's all in that self reflection. As he's
Mhm.
self reflecting, those are things that he needs to allow to come up in his self reflecting as he's, in that process. But his ego is so huge, I'm not even sure that he would allow himself to even get to that place of the self reflecting so that he could really get down to the common denominator of what really is going to keep them together.
And he's got enough money that he can buy some memories. He can buy some new memories.
Well,
He can, and I can tell you where he could buy some new. I tell you where I'm going. I'm going down here to to Trixie's House of Pleasure. I'm
listen,
gonna go in this strip club
we
and I'm
gonna
gonna
find
make it
him.
rain.
He gonna be in Pahrump at the Bunny Ranch.
That's it.
He gonna be in Pahrump, and then from Pahrump he gonna be in Vegas.
Hey, he can make it rain everywhere. Kanye
Everywhere.
can make it rain everywhere, and so he can find some. He can find some some instant pleasure any night of the week. I'm Kanye. I'm gonna go down here to to this strip club in wherever city I'm in and make it happen.
I'm
So
rooting for him. I'd love to see him get back together. I'm really rooting for him. I want to see, but I'm sure she doesn't want to get back into the same situation. She doesn't want to go back into what she's had. That's insanity. So she doesn't want that. She wants something different. So I'm rooting for him. I hope they get back together, but I hope he understands that he can't go back the same way that he was.
yeah, yeah. Well, she's not going back to Kanye the way he is.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. But
Buddy,
I
this
don't
has
know.
been this has been so much fun hanging out with you again another week for another great episode of the
Coach
Coach
and the
and the
comic.
Comic. I got my man Buddy Lewis. I am C. Reggie Rogers. Buddy, how can people find you? Tell them where you at. Tell them what you're
They
doing.
can't find me. I'm gonna be in Costa Rica. No, I'm getting. No, you can find me on. You can find me on IG at the Real Buddy Lewis Jokes. I am back. If you were on my old page, Buddy Lewis Jokes. I'm the Real Buddy Lewis Jokes on Instagram. Buddy Lewis Jokes on Facebook and Twitter. Hey man, you know one of my friends found out today it was her birthday, and she was commenting and saying hello and happy birthday. And Facebook told her you sent out too many comments. Actually, it was hysterical. They sure did. They sent out way too many. She had sent out too many comments. Talking about we're trying to protect ourselves from spam. I was like, this is ridiculous. She's commenting on her own page. It's not like she's sending them out, but it was like because she was commenting, they thought she was sending spam. It was weird.
Wow. Hey, I want to remind you guys, you can catch me Monday through Friday on Worldwide Jazz Radio. I'm on Monday through Friday. You catch Reggie's Recess. I'm on every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 12 noon with Langston Carter on the Worldwide Jazz Radio. You get Reggie's Recess. You get real talk, real relationships. I'm on the morning show. So tune in to Worldwide Jazz Radio where you get real talk, real relationships, and get to hear Reggie's Recess on the morning show.
Hey, Reg, that hairline is tight as hell in that picture. I don't know who your barber is, but thank him. That hairline was.
Wasn't on point.
Your,
It was on point.
your face was crisp around it. Ooh, them edges was laid, boy. You got baby hair.
That's too funny. You know, as we get older, that hairline keeps going back further and further.
Mine starts in Reseda.
Man, listen, he said it Reseda. Reseda Cali.
Yeah, Reseda. Yeah.
Listen, you guys, we'll be back again next week for another Coach and the comic. My man, Buddy Lewis. It's been so much fun. Go to creggierogers.com. You go to the website, get us some information there. Or you go to Facebook, see Reggie Rogers, and Instagram, see Reggie Rogers. And if you guys like it, please subscribe and like. You want to hit that button below, subscribe and like, and tell your friends, and tell your friends' friends, tell your friends' friends, tell them to subscribe and like, hit that button below, and share this with as many people. Tell as many people as you can about the coach and the comic. We'll be back next week with another great show. Buddy, it's always fun, man. It's always real hanging out.
Always been a pleasure, Reg.